Joe Brawler attacks, blasting Cobra with twin missile launchers.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
We're approaching the end of the summer of vehicles and playsets, and I want to go out with something big. Next week, we'll do the 1986 vehicle rankings, which is sure to be a blast. But this week, I want to sink my teeth into a large vehicle I can both praise and complain about. So meet the Brawler. This vehicle was released in 1991 with all original parts. And this is one hefty chunk of metal. This thing looks like it means business. It looks intimidating and awesome.
That's what I would be saying to you if it wasn't very orange in all the wrong places.
I'm sorry, the design is cool, but the orange parts really distract from it and make it ugly. What's even worse is that the other colors are perfectly fine. The silver and blue, green, purple-ish really work. It makes the orange seem even more out of place. Hell, the thing might have even looked better if it was all neon colors. Okay, I take that back.
I just wanted to get this gripe out of the way nice and early.
You guys know how I feel about bright neon colors on my G.I.Joe toys. So, now that we've addressed that, let's talk about all the other aspects of the Brawler. It does look like an awesome huge brick of death rolling towards you. This thing means business. And the funny thing about that is, it doesn't actually have that many weapons. But the ones it does have are impressive. There's the main gun that's so big it has its own gun on top, and two huge-ass missiles that might as well be called F and U. There's also a double cannon on each side that can move not quite 180 degrees.
I was kinda surprised there weren't more missiles, like small ones on the side or something.
From a corporate perspective, that means it's cheaper to produce. But even from a fan perspective, I'd say, does it really need more firepower? Detailing is okay, but nothing to really write home about. Nothing really catches my eye regarding that. Well, except one really disappointing thing that you only realize when you look at the underside.
There isn't one!
It's just a hollow shell. Now there's that cost-cutting Hasbro is so famous for. It was actually a bit of a shock to see when I turned it over, as the toy itself feels plenty heavy when picking it up. The Brawler has 3 seats for figures and footbags on the back to hold 2 more. So there's room for 5 figures, but even though this is a big-ass toy, it didn't come with one. Typical.
I already mentioned the cost cutting, right?
Now let's talk gimmicks. There's a panel on the front, an ugly orange panel, but let's move beyond that. It's called a reactive armor panel, though it looks like a set of fancy headlights to me. What this means is that it's removable. Very, very removable, as the bloody thing seems to constantly fall off.
But that's kinda the point.
It's supposed to absorb the impact of getting hit with another vehicle or missile, but what that means in practice is you hit it and the thing falls off. It's one of the most annoying play features I've ever seen on a G.I.Joe toy. The second gimmick involves the missiles. They are spring-loaded so they really fire, but unlike most working G.I.Joe missile launchers, you don't press a button. Instead, they are held in place by a tab that you pull back and down to let those suckers fly. I'm no fan of working launchers, but I gotta admit, that's pretty innovative. Fun even. Lastly, you may have noticed the big-ass spoiler on the back. And no, the Joes did not go on Pimp My Ride.
Though that would explain the orange.
It's because those missiles are surface-to-air ones. The spoiler, which doubles as a handle to easily carry the toy, can be pressed down, making the whole giant missile launcher system tilt up, though it doesn't go up quite 90 degrees. I gotta admit, that's really cool. Unfortunately, due to wear and tear, this means the launchers tend to spread out from the body a bit, but it's not that bothersome.
Any more gimmicks? Ah, yes.
I didn't realize this until I looked at the box and the blueprints, but those 12 orange things on top, yeah, I thought they were like pistons or exhaust pipes or something, but they're actually removable grenades. I would not have guessed that. And I just realized that everything orange on the toy, apart from the armor, is weapons related.
Hasbro has weaponized orange against me.
Or maybe it's a safety thing like the Joes finally got a visit from OSHA. Overall, I want to like the Brawler more than I do. It looks cool and intimidating, but I just can't get over the stupid orange. I'm sorry to keep going on like this, but it's like seeing somebody at a formal dinner in a nice tuxedo, but they're wearing a beer hat. Maybe I'll get a second one day and paint those pieces as a custom project. And that was the only toy the Brawler ever got.
Well, technically that's not true.
The name was reused in 2002 in the G.I.Joe vs. Cobra line, but it used the mold of the Hammer Jeep with a really stupid looking missile launcher added. So it has nothing to do with the original Brawler.
As far as other media go, I can be pretty brief.
It showed up a bunch of times in the D cartoon, but never in a starring role. It appeared in exactly 3 issues of the comic book, namely 120 to 122. They had the good taste to paint the orange parts red for this brief appearance. It shows up to fight Cobra, who are attacking Castle Destro, doesn't do much, and then gets heavily damaged and ultimately destroyed. Not in a blaze of glory either. I have a feeling Larry Hama wasn't too fond of the thing, or maybe it was getting in the way of all the ninja stuff going on at the time. And that was the Brawler. I don't hate it, but I wish I could like it more. Disregarding the orange, it looks so freaking over the top it becomes kind of awesome.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
The G.I. Joe Brawler attacks, blasting Cobra with twin missile launchers.
Hi, Editing Timmer here, and I wanted to point something out I only just noticed in the editing. Remember when I said I thought the thing should have more weapons, like small missiles or something? Well, I noticed that on either side of the toy there are these 2 holes. And it seems like something was supposed to plug in there. Maybe more of those grenades, or maybe something else entirely. But I checked and no, my vehicle is complete. There's nothing that's supposed to go there. I can only speculate, but I think that something was cut at the last minute. So now it has these peg holes that do nothing. Weird.